For some reason, I guess the era I was in and then the lifestyle, because like I said, I used to dance, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to be in that life, and it's like, it was kind of like a badge of honor when you go do some time. It's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's conversation. Oh yeah, he down the road. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She down there. Oh, she doing it. Yeah, for real. Like, it was cool to go to prison.
Welcome back, man. Another episode of the Instincts PONDCast. Man, I'm excited. I got the muscle mechanic in the building today, Miss Kayla Evans. We're going to talk about health. We're going to talk about overcoming the odds. As everybody knows by now, well, you may not, we turn tribulations into celebrations on the Instincts PONDCast. And it's a great day to change lives. Kayla, you look too serious, man. Smile. All right, good. Look at everybody, man. You got the beautiful smile. You got the nice neon on. But we always start with a question.
Okay.
And this question is the predominant question that created the theme for the whole show.
Okay.
And that is, arguably, what is the one thing in life, the most challenging thing in life you've had to overcome? And then the best thing about it is, how did you overcome it?
The best thing, the worst thing, the most challenging thing was my mindset being institutionalized the second time.
Wow.
And being reintroduced back into society.
Okay.
Because
All right.
you have those stipulations and when you believe a lot of things that you can't accomplish anymore because you've made a dumb choice again.
Gotcha. Okay. So we'll just assume you got incarcerated at some point, at least twice. It don't matter how many times, but at least twice. And the hardest part about it was realizing that you messed up again.
Yes.
But when you messed up the second time, here's for the viewers who don't realize now what you've become. How did you overcome it? Just the fun part.
I got around some different people.
Wow.
I got an amazing mentor. And I decided to do the work. Most people don't want to do the work because it's uncomfortable. So, yeah. And God is amazing. And
your life changed just because your environment changed.
Absolutely.
Your mentor showed you some new things.
Yes.
New habits, new principles. So we're going to talk about all of that. So, Kayla, check this out. You're going to like this part. The format for the show is simple. First, we ask that question. Then we're going to fast forward to the end and kind of give everybody a sneak peek into what you're doing now. You got a lot of young ladies out there who've either been to jail or in and out of jail, or some have actually been to prison and actually served time, and they don't believe that they can make it. They think the world has ended. They don't believe that anything is possible other than being institutionalized. What are you doing now that saved your life and helping so many people out there in the world?
Not believing the lies, because they want you to stay stuck so you can come back in the system so they can make money off of you, first of all.
Okay.
And then you just got to want to do something different. Like, you just got to know you dope, regardless. you got to know it. You know what I mean? You got to know you dope by any means necessary, and get around some people that speak life into you.
Okay, so she's so positive and optimistic.
I'm sorry.
And humble, which I like at the same time. But I want you to tell them what you do for a living.
I am a celebrity massage therapist.
Why don't you just say it? Say it. Okay? Like she said, it's okay to let people know that you massage people with big bucks. Okay, it's okay. So you're a celebrity massage therapist. And
yes.
we're going to get into that, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to get to the end. But let's work our way backwards.
Okay.
You got locked up. At what age? We're talking about a checker pass, just so everybody knows. We're talking about a long time ago. We ain't talking about last week, okay? A long time ago. What did you get locked up for, and how old were you?
Man, I was 17.
Okay.
I was at North Clayton High School, and someone brought me the head math department's information. I didn't know it because when you hustle, you don't worry about the name. You just want to worry about the work and get to the money. So my first case was, I was 17, and I was into fraud, forgery, identity fraud. I was at Cobb Mall having a great time. And then I went back to school, returned everything, but then I went back because I got greedy and I got locked up.
So that's the first time?
Yep.
So you got away with it a few times and then you got locked up?
Yes.
Okay.
It started, I was a single mom. One of my girlfriends is Asian. I had an Asian and a white chick kind of turned me on to the game.
Okay.
And I was under them for a little while. She was like, just come go with me. And she just showed me some things. And I was like, oh, okay. So at first I started as a great worker. And then I upgraded because I really felt like I knew a little bit more than they did. And assembled a nice team. And yeah, I started delivering furniture. And I mean, I was your name it go-to person.
So you hit, in other words, you hitting the stores retail and selling the stuff on the streets.
That's where it started.
Okay.
Got a little more cockier, and then met some different people. I used to like the dope boys, so we have a networking of people, and
everybody underground.
Then I started meeting some people that worked at Nations Bank.
Oh wow.
So and another thing, don't always think it's people in the bushes or in your trash looking. I got all my information from the bank manager. I just paid very well for the information. So when you're submitting your documents, please don't ever think that it's some low-turning. Usually it's an inside, more than like it's always an inside job.
Wow.
And then I got the information from the dealerships. So my thing was, I'm going to become you. And when it comes down, you're going to have a problem trying to prove who you are. Because I have now become you and I've changed everything about you. So, yeah.
So you would take my identity, for example, or somebody's identity, become me. Now I'm stuck trying to prove it's not me, and you going about your business.
Yeah, I'm one of the reasons that Walmart has changed a lot of their return, AutoZone, Kmart, the pink copies they used to have for the ID.
Oh, gotcha. No longer. We can't use that no more because of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
long time ago.
Western Union. You go make up ID, and that's why the machines are turned backwards now. Because you used to be able to look, catch it, go in a car, do it again. Then I started making cars. Like I've always
actually
been
making credit cards.
Making credit cards.
Really?
Yeah.
You got the plastic, the swiper. I mean, the embroidery.
Machine, yeah, and then I started making cash too, counterfeit, nice printers, and it became addictive. I won't even say good because I got caught.
Right.
I would say I was pretty decent with it.
Right.
But yeah, when I think about it, it's like, wow, you were nuts.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's prevent some theft. Let's prevent some theft real quick. So a person can actually take a car, have an emboss or embroidery machine,
you can buy the
and
machine.
you're putting somebody else's strip on it. So you got somebody else's numbers, strip. How do you make a credit card with somebody else's information?
Not always.
Okay, how does it work?
If you know the basis of the numbers, sometimes I've actually just been fortunate to run numbers that just was good. I don't know who they belong to. I don't know who it is because you got to realize back then, I don't know now because the game has changed tremendously.
Digital, yeah.
But we'll start with like a check. So your checks decline when you run it through telecheck. But if you have the right ink margins, line it up, it's going to slide through the machine. But when they call and be like, hey, you need to call somebody, you just know to give them 6 numbers. I've been on the phone, I'm talking to my homegirl, and I'm like, well, I'm talking to telecheck now. And it's just you have to have that conversation to get people to do. As I've been taught by my mentor, getting people to move without touching them.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Well, your mentor didn't teach you that at the time.
No.
I don't want to make sure. Okay, gotcha. Because that sounds like something I would tell you.
Well, yes, those are things you have said before.
Right.
Great information. Yes, sir.
In your older days.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I'm just joking with you. Okay, so.
And then the machines, you could order the machines. It was run about like $5,000, and then you have the embroider. You can buy blank cards, and you could just I will become anybody I wanted to. Right. And then after a while, you kind of get in character. I remember there was a really bust in Decatur. The entire bank was full of people. I thought busy. That's why I can get in. Everybody was in there was for me.
What?
When I sat down to finally write it, because I had this thing. I was so stupid. Like there's so many. Oh my God, so many stories.
Looking back, of course.
Yeah. So I mean, I had this thing where I would leave you like a odd number, because I wouldn't take all of it. Okay, anything under 10,000, they're gonna cost. So I'd be like 9982, just 999. You know what I mean? Right. So I walk out the bank, and like it was just hitting it every day. Like it was good. I've made a lot of money, but I didn't have any structure with it. We just at the club kicking it. Just.
How long did you get away with it? Roughly, the first time.
Oh man. I say about maybe I think about 5 years.
About 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. And
now-
I did some time, got out, and then you still. What you guys have to stop thinking about is stop looking at it like when am I gonna get caught? Because a lot of us live like we just gonna do it till they catch us.
Right.
Start just using your brain like, no, it's a game. You'll never win.
Right.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, we're going to talk about consequences. We got to talk about consequences, because my favorite line, I use this all the time when I sit down with people on the podcast, is it's a line from T.I., right? Let me issue this statement. No way should reflection be mistaken for glorification,
Yep.
right? So we're not glorifying the life at all.
No.
Because we're going to talk about the consequences of that. And the 5-year run was not worth everything that you probably had to pay back, the time that you end up doing, the mental strife that you put your family through.
Mm-hmm.
There are consequences to doing crime.
Oh, yeah.
But let's talk about the day, Kayla. You go into the bank, and you said everybody in here was for you. In other words, the block is hot now. The gig is up. What happened?
Let me tell you, this is the night before. I got a phone call, and it was like, "Don't go to the bank." That's because one of the guys we was dealing with, it was an agent. He was sleeping with her, so she's telling what's happening. But I'm cocky.
He told the agent told you not to go?
No, his that was his old lady.
Okay, she said don't go.
So she told him. He told the guy that I was getting down with. Lord rest his soul. He was murdered. I'll tell you about that. But anyway, I wasn't supposed to go. Okay, don't go tomorrow. It's not a good move. Don't do it. But I'm good. I'm thinking I'm better than the police,
Gotcha.
than the feds. I'm
Gotcha.
better. So I knew something wasn't right, because that morning I got up, I took off all my jewelry. I used to be stunting. And I took off all my jewelry, natural, just nothing looking real crazy. It was interesting because I went to the bank, and I'm going to go make a very large withdrawal, and it's a lot. It's like I pull up, I sit for a minute, because I'm there before it even opens, just to kind of scope it out and see what's going on.
Early.
On Mountain Industrial. And I go in, I sit down, the branch manager comes, talks, Okay, we just need you to sign this paper. So is that FBI, GBI, get out. I'm like, it's just me, hold on. Then I tried to play I'm in here, somebody doing it, I smoke dope, just a music. I smoke dope, I don't know what I'm doing. They like, nah, we done watched you too much, that ain't gonna work.
Wow.
So they take me down to at that time, the Russell building, and it's crazy, they pulling me out. Dudes are coming in and stuff. You know him, because I wouldn't talk. I'm not a snitch.
Right.
But they would pull me in and be like, you know him? I'm not. I'm from College Park. I don't know you. I'll be over off old now. I don't know you.
Right.
And after we did this tit for tat, you know what I mean? Finally, I, get you on a weekend on a bond. But it was I went in the bank and sat down. I didn't even go to the teller. That they was getting that special privilege because I was moving numbers. But yeah.
So they come out, FBI, GBI, you try to act like you smoking drugs or whatever.
Yeah, like I'm doing this for somebody else.
Okay, got you. I got you. Man,
and I was supposed to go meet my buddy, because like I said, we were splitting the money now. We were partners, but I never came. I mean, that was just always my thing. If I go somewhere and you don't hear from me when you supposed to at that scheduled time, if I hit you up a little later, you already know what it is. Don't you answer that phone.
You hit, yeah.
I'm the police now.
Right.
So I'm not calling you. I just, that was my thing. Like, what am I tell on you for? I got caught.
Right, I got you.
My granddaddy always just taught me, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Now, you don't want to do them numbers when they throw them at you. You be, ooh-wee.
What's the most time you were facing?
45 years.
45 years. Mm-hmm. What does a 17-year-old
No,
say?
that's the second time.
Okay, that's the second time. All right. What was the most time you were facing that first time?
7.
7 years. Mm-hmm. Did you go to trial or did you plea?
I plead out. I got me an amazing Jew lawyer. I still got him, but I don't use him like that. We still friends now, and he's proud of me, guys.
You don't use him for that
No,
anymore.
Yeah,
Okay. So you pled to what?
When we first had, I had like 19 felonies, 17 misdemeanors. He got them all broke down to like 8-9 charges.
Okay, gotcha.
So what happened is I got under the First Offenders Act.
Good. At least you hadn't done it before.
However, you're just stupid because you got away. It's like a snap on the wrist.
Right.
Oh, I got this. As long as I got some bond, my mindset was, as long as I got some bond money, I'm good.
You didn't learn your lesson?
Yeah, none at all. Till the judge, I remember that day was like, no bond. Like, excuse me, what? no, I have cash. Like, I have cash. You want cash? Like, no.
Nice.
No bond.
Did you have to pay everything back? Restitution?
Yes and no. Couple times I did, couple times I didn't.
Okay, got you.
So, yes. And then I went to different states. So I'm, like I said, yeah.
You international at this point.
I was just stupid, reckless.
Okay, so let me ask you this real quick. The first time you're 17, did you ever say to yourself, I'm not doing this again, I learned my lesson? Did you say it and then end up going back? Or you always was like, okay, y'all got me this time, but I'm underage, I got first time offenders, I'm not gonna do that much time. Did you ever regret it, or did you automatically say, I know now what to do next time?
I would say, I know now, I know what to do. I was blessed to be a spoiled kid. So I was more mad at, you got me, I'm gonna show y'all.
Got you.
Because y'all told me no. I'm gonna show you. Yeah. I wanted to, stupid. I wanted to prove a point, you know what I mean? Because there was this little girl that just wanted people to pay her attention.
You think that's what it boiled down to?
Yeah. Now that I know, I wanted to matter, because I was making sure people were straight. In a sense, I was buying love. Yeah, I was buying love. I really was.
Wow.
I really was, yeah.
So you said, we'll get back to it. The gentleman that was in it with you at the time, he ended up getting killed?
Yeah.
What happened?
We went to Biloxi.
Okay.
And I'm older now. This is 96, 97. And money's really good. And we went to Biloxi. It was down there. I think it's that hotel at the time before Katrina was called. Like, I think it's the Presidential or something. We down there, we kicking it, we balling or whatever. And we were supposed to come pick up some work, because I've been down, down in New Orleans working too. And it was just interesting. That night he called me and was like, I love you, I appreciate you. To this day, my mom think he in witness protection. I think he's dead, because there was a funeral. I didn't go. I didn't go to the funeral.
Okay.
I didn't go because they separated us, and I talk about it now. They separated us and intended to get rid of me too, but it didn't work out in his favor. He'll never walk again, but things happen. Yeah.
Now, I usually follow stories pretty well. Okay, now if you can't talk about this, don't talk about it. But let me just say, now I heard the word work. So now we out of the credit card game, we in the drug game?
No. We still in the credit cards. We
Okay.
get them because we get them from the bank, like really, really
Okay.
fresh, clear, back office.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? No, it was a bunch of work for us, IDs.
Okay.
And cards and stuff to match it.
Okay, got you.
And when I went to the location with him, when he came back in, he had a box, and I didn't understand it. We was trying to be grown.
Right.
And the box had a lot of IDs of all kinds of other people and me. But you shouldn't have a box like this.
Okay.
And as things, there was a gun under the mattress, under the pillow, and, I shot him. I shot him. And my partner here, I love you to death, he made sure I got back to Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Why'd you shoot him?
Because he was trying to kill me.
Okay.
That was the purpose, to relieve the work there and get rid of me. So I didn't know what happened to my friend. I'm dealing with my situation. All I know is when I got back to my hotel where I was, I got a phone call and said, he's dead.
The one you shot?
No, my friend.
Your friend?
Yes.
Okay.
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 Follow me, my friend.
I'm trying.
So I called my guy that I was with, and the first thing he asked me was like, did you kill him? I was like, hell no, I didn't. What? No, I don't know what happened. I called my homeboy. He's a wonderful deacon now in the word, but he made sure I got back. I got on a Greyhound because I didn't want to fly. I was scared. I don't know what was happening.
Okay.
When I got back here, and my guy I was dating, my ex, he came, make sure, and he said, yeah, he is dead. What happened?
Okay.
So the thing about it was, people was like, did you ever talk to the family? I was like, no, nobody came and talked to me. We had a little spot off of Bankhead, a beeper spot.
Okay.
I went over there and talked to one of his partners, and they was like, hey, just don't come around here no more. Now, he's buried over there off MLK, but I don't know what happened. I just know the last conversation we had was weird, and he just told me that, I love you, I appreciate you.
The one that got killed?
Yes.
Okay.
But my mom, till this day, said they had a conversation. She believes he's in witness protection. So if you are, I miss you, but,
Okay, got you. Okay, why did the guy that you shot? Why did that turn violent? Why was he trying to
Because I
kill
was
you?
a female. I was the weakest link. They always think the female is the weakest link. And they had some heavy heat on them.
And he tried to kill you how?
We were being grown, and I happened to reach my hand under the pillow.
Oh, got
And
you.
I felt it.
You felt it.
It shouldn't have been there. And it had a silencer on it. So why is there?
So you shot him with his own gun?
Yeah.
He didn't die?
No, he can't walk again. He paralyzed.
Okay. Did you get charged for that?
Nope.
Never.
Nope. I
Got
call
you.
my lawyer, though.
Right.
Yeah, no. They wind up going to prison.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, they wind up going to prison, but no.
I mean, this is really the scene from Harlem Nights.
No.
I mean, you remember Jasmine Guy? You know, he reached for the gun.
Oh my God,
And-
no. I'm telling the truth. I really am telling the truth.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you reached for the gun,
No,
and Eddie
there's a
said
silencer on there.
no, and then Eddie turned
I never
around and
correlated that. I swear to God, I never correlated.
yeah,
that.
this is Harlem Nights.
Yeah, well,
you the
okay.
real deal. You the
Oh,
first Jasmine Guy.
I'll take that.
Yeah, Kayla, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so before
It
we
was.
you talk about turning tribulations into celebrations. My goodness, I didn't even know that story.
Yeah, that's a lot.
A lot of people don't
I'm writing
probably.
a book.
Yeah, we got to write the book.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole thing is about the therapy and the results that you now have as a result of having gone through these storms.
Yeah.
Right? And inspiring others who've been in similar situations. They can draw their own parallels, but inspiring others to see that you can still sit here after having those kind of things happen to you.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Let's talk to the young ladies out here. What in the world would make you go through doing time once? You told me it was you wanted to show them that, hey, y'all didn't get me. I'm mad at you guys. What made you go back?
I hadn't learned my lesson. You know, I for some reason, I guess the era I was in and then the lifestyle, because like I said, I used to dance, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to be in that life, and it's like, you know, it was kind of like a badge of honor when you go do some time. It's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, that's conversation. You know, oh yeah, he down the road. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She down there. Oh, she doing it. Yeah, for real. Like, it was cool to go to prison. Like, who does that?
And why do you think why do you think we celebrate that kind of stuff? Why do you think it's cool? Why do you think we celebrate it's cool to date a dope boy, it's cool to go to prison? Oh yeah, he'll be out in a minute. We throw the party when he get out. The mobsters get the movies, the gangsters get the documentaries. Why do you think that is?
I honestly now think it's because we believe that. Because I wanted to be Tony Montana myself. Even when I was using drugs, like I used to like to do powder. I mean, yeah. I do.
Did it become an addiction?
Yes, I did an 8 ball a day.
Did you really?
Yeah, I wasn't playing.
Kayla, you lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
How?
All this burnt. I mean, all this gone. Like, you couldn't, like, it was just the cockiness. Like, I really felt I was a superhero. Like,
Right.
I could. And it was a mask because I had a rough childhood. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? And I was always just trying to find validation. And if they'll look at me, if they'll see me, I'm somebody. So I think for people that, you know, like that lifestyle, it's glorified. I mean, even in the music, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to be disrespected. It's cool to be disrespectful. It's just, I just think I don't know. I just hate that that's something that we think or thought was cool, because at the end of the day, out of everything I went through, I have a rocky relationship with my son.
See, now we're talking about the consequences.
He's grown, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't, because he's seen, you know, I don't know what it's like for my mama to go to jail. My mama ain't never went to jail, let alone prison.
Right.
Twice.
Right.
You know, I don't know the psychological effect of that. You know, I have gotten all of us counseling several times, and then I was married and found out he's homosexual. So it was a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They've been through a lot. But when my daughter came, I'm a whole different person now. But my son has seen me young, immature, violent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we just, some people just accept it, and then some people just don't want to do no better. They just feel like that's all they have.
Got you.
And I just always knew I wanted to be wealthy. I always wanted to help others, though. You know, because when I was doing my thing, I made sure a lot of people were straight. So when I did have a lot of people never told on me.
Right.
Because I looked out, but it's just, I don't know. We just really I feel like during that era, they just thought it was cool. Like to this day, sometimes I have to explain why I'm a felon. I have to explain that. My daughter gets so mad. Why do they always ask you that? That bothers her.
Right.
But I'm like, sweetie, it is what it is.
Right.
Like, this is what I did. You know what I mean? But they don't have to ask you that. Yes, they do.
They do.
This is their establishment. Yes, they do. They need to know these
can decide
things.
whether or not that matters.
Yes.
So how do you overcome the drug addiction?
I found out I was pregnant. And I figured she was I didn't know it was a she. I figured the child was going to have special needs.
If you kept going.
Yeah. So I stopped. Cold turkey. I haven't looked back. It's been 23 years.
Really?
I stopped. Like, that's the whole thing. That's how I know how strong I am. That's like even in prison, you know what I mean? I was smoking cigarettes for a little bit and you can't smoke no more. And I'm like, I'm not going to smoke no more.
So you just kicked it?
Yeah. They're like, you can't do it. Watch me.
Right.
So when I really get my mind to something, yeah.
That's the power of it.
Yeah,
You know what it really shows you? It shows you that you'll do more for somebody else than you will yourself.
Yep.
Because if you're able to stop cold turkey, okay, I'm pregnant. I'm not going to hurt my child. Okay, I stopped. You know what that really means? It wasn't even really a habit. It wasn't an addiction.
I got you.
It was a habit.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't an addiction.
I didn't think about that. Yes,
Yeah,
I will say a habit now. I will no longer say it was addiction. Okay, yeah.
You had a habit. Because if you kicked it just
I did.
because you made a conscious decision that I'm going to stop right now, I'm not knocking people that have an addiction. Don't take me wrong.
Okay.
But I'm saying your power of the mind is I'm stopping consciously right now because I have a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's amazing. That's the power of the mind.
Yeah.
So talk to me now about turning the corner. What was the pivotal point in your life where you said the life of crime is over for me? I'm going legit.
Well, I had a charge in another state.
Okay.
I'm going back and forth to court. I've never really ran from anything.
Okay.
But because of my past, them numbers they was talking, I was like, ooh, what? Like, hold on, I ain't never been this is my thing. I ain't never been in trouble in y'all state. Hold on, I can get a fresh start. I've never done anything here.
But federal's federal.
When I tell you they start talking them numbers,
45.
I never forget, I called my mom and I said, hey man, I said, I'm on one bond myself because I bonded myself out. I said, you on the other? I said, I don't know. I'll never see my kids, like, I won't see my kids grab. I won't see my son grab. I don't know. You know what I mean? For real, I was like, and the other thing, like, mommy said, hey, we ain't having this conversation. I love you, but it's a choice you got to make.
So she was done.
You know what I'm saying? Not really, indirectly. I don't know if she thought somebody was, I don't know. She still rocked with me.
Right.
But she's a little distant because, she's a licensed professional. Like, a lot at stake.
Right.
I had to sat in my car. I was outside the courthouse, and I'm like, and I came back to Georgia. So I'm on the run for a minute. And God rest my homegirl, she's deceased. She died. And she worked at the county office. Like, I always had somebody a plug. She would run my name every month.
To
so
see
we
what's
would know.
going on. Right.
You know what I mean? She ran my name. So I'm in East Point. I want to apply for my massage license because I finished massage school. I had really started getting my life together because I felt when they catch me, at least I'm doing something. I'm not just doing nothing. I'm not just on the run. I am. But the thing was, I thought about if you really, really looking, if you know me, I'm going to be with my kids.
Got you.
So if you really want me, just follow my kids. You would have found, you know what I mean? So like I said, I just feel like God was just working some things out, honestly.
Okay.
So, we go in there, and I'm dumb enough to go and apply because she told me it was good. She's sitting there.
Clear on the computer says she's clear.
Mm-hmm. So she went with me. That's how stupid she was because she worked at Clayton County, so in the sheriff's department. So
she went with you to apply for the license.
Yes, she's sitting on the bench while I go up there and sit my name down. So where I found out, because at the time her mom was a state representative. So I found out what the problem was, what made them triggered up. I told them I was born out of state.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say that because I might anyway.
That's okay.
So by me saying I was out of state, they did the nationwide. It just so happened, I guess that's the day it decided to pop up.
It pulled up.
So I just start seeing how the environment start changing. I'm talking about they coming slowly but surely inching. And I looked at her and I said, hey, I put my keys. I said, today's the day. And she's like, huh? And I dropped my keys and I said, tell my kids I love them. And she's like, what are you talking? And I kicked the keys to her because she drove, I drove. I had my mom's car. My mom had to be at work,
Right.
And they said, Caleb,
You at the massage place?
I'm at I'm getting a background check in East Point.
Oh, at the facility.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And they had it, yeah, so.
They flipped over quick and said, we got her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I sat in Rice Street for, good gosh. I sat in Rice Street for quite a while because my lawyer was fighting extradition.
Right.
And I mean, I think I sat, if I'm not mistaken, I think I sat for like a couple of months. And finally they had like 10 days to come and get me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting real comfortable. They came and got me day 10, like at night.
At night,
Come
day
on.
10, yeah.
So
to take you back to the state.
Yeah.
What state?
I went to Missouri.
Missouri, okay.
And then they take you out, and when I got locked up, it was June-ish,
Mm-hmm.
July. And when I got out, it was like winter time. I had on a linen suit, and I remember going through Hartsville because, that was humiliating because I seen a couple of partners that were like, "Hey," but they don't know I'm handcuffed, and I'm like, "Hey."
You going through the airport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you go through, when you go through the little thing, you go through that little round area, that's Homeland. They walk you straight through, and
You got guards on both sides.
and you got marshals,
Yeah.
and it was, it was so humiliating. What was the most humiliating part was being on a plane. You get on the plane first.
Mm-hmm.
They put you all the way in the back. The pilot has to come and see who's on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just so humiliating. Then they let the, people on or whatever. And I guess the vibe, I've never been, I ain't gonna run from you. I'm not gonna embarrass myself. And they were very nice agents after a while, but that was, to me, humiliating.
To take you in cuffs and shackles from Atlanta to go get the warrant taken care of in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
You
And they
gotta
don't
fly.
take you straight through. You don't do it nonstop because they take you to Dallas. You sit down. We went to go get something to eat, and it was interesting. We sitting down. They had one, loose I can eat, and they were nice. Lady gave me her jacket. Like they were polite because I
Right.
was polite.
Right.
And a little kid was trying to, talk to me and this and that and this and that. And the parent finally seen it, and the way she reacted,
You started cuffs.
I was humiliated.
Right. Right.
Like that really was, like, yeah. So then, you go through that, and yeah. And then when I first arrived at the facility, I'm in the county for quite some time. I'm in the county for about a year. Then when I finally go to the facility, the first day I'm there, a chick died.
Wow. From what?
She had a seizure.
Oh, wow.
And, in my mind, I'm still, because I've been a civilian still or whatever. I haven't been locked up like y'all. I've been in here, but I'm still I'm in Atlanta.
Right.
I got Steve Harvey in the morning in my ear on my radio. And that's the man that kind of really brought me back to my senses, listening to him in the morning, like for real, because I was mad at God. But I'm trying to go because I'm CPR trained. But I'm an offender. How dare you? I'm not an offender. I broke the law, but I'm still not understanding.
You trying to help her?
Yeah, you can't do that. And I watched her die, and I'm like,
Day one?
yeah.
First day?
Yeah, then it was an outbreak of lice.
At the
I'm
prison?
like, man, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Yes, but we went to Chow, and we go to Chow, and I'll never forget it. I think I'm having a panic attack, honestly.
From what?
Just the change,
Realization,
going
okay.
somewhere, I don't know where I'm going, just because I ain't know nobody. I made some people, you meet people when you're there. But I remember going in and I'm having a moment, like I feel it, my ladies that I was in the rooms with or whatever at the time was like, you don't look good, I'm feeling crazy, but I'm like, I'm here, I don't know nobody. I go to the guard, excuse me, sir, may I get some air? He looking at me like, have you lost your mind? And I'm like, may I get some air? I don't feel well. He was like, I said, sir, I'm from Atlanta. I don't know none of these girls. If I fall out in here, they're going to think I'm the weakest link. I'm not trying to run nowhere. I'm just trying not to pass out in front of them. And he looked at me like I was crazy, but he let me out of there.
To get some air?
He did. I got it together for a minute, sat down again, and it went through it again. You know, I got back up. Sir, he let me out again. He said, hey, you don't look good. He told me what to do. I went and did that, wound up getting moved to medical, and was in there with a bed and the TV, and was able to call my mom when most folks was in R&O.
You had a chance to get a little break.
Yes.
So wait. Talk to me about the lice outbreak. How do you deal with a lice outbreak? How do you handle that?
Well, the way you can't buy, you can only buy certain, how do we say? It's like a processing where you go through, I guess, like a diagnostic.
Okay.
They give you testing to see before they put you on a population. So y'all are in a certain area away from the general pop.
The area that has the lice is contained or something?
You don't know it's there yet.
Okay.
But it started jumping from room to room because people are coming from different counties in this one dorm.
Lice.
You know what I mean? Now, I'm fortunate. I didn't because they moved me.
Right.
But it started traveling around, and, you know, when you met people coming out in general population, when I got there, they start telling you the stories. I was like, ooh, I'm sure glad I missed that one. You got black women with nice hair, but you got to use these products and their hair stripping, falling. It was like, oh, gosh.
Wow.
It was, yeah. It was crazy because, the girls was getting pregnant. I mean, it was.
By the guards?
Yeah, it was wild, yeah.
What's the craziest thing you saw in the prison? Craziest thing you saw or experienced?
There's this, I think he's retired now. I don't know. I didn't like him. I didn't prefer him. His energy was terrible. He was I believe a sergeant or lieutenant. I can't say what his rank was. I don't remember. But he would come in and he would harass me. I didn't know there's a certain way they pat you down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to being in jail. I pat down. I don't be tripping. I know you're just looking for something, but there was a certain way they would pat you down, and he liked to always grab me and want to pat me down. He would call me out in what we call the rotunda.
Okay.
And he would tell me go down that hallway. Now, this is the hallway where the counselors and stuff are.
Okay.
It's nighttime. Ain't no counselors down there, and it's a dark hallway.
Okay.
I'm not going down this hallway.
With you?
Not at all.
Right.
Not at all. Do you want me to send you to a hole? And I would just stand back, put my hands behind my back, like, hey, sir, if that's what you want to do, like, I'm not going down. There's nothing down for me in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Where nothing's down the hallway. He would come in. I mean, it was just, the blessing out of all of that is one of the guards was a undercover reporter. And they wrote an article, and, you know, he's no longer there, which is a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
He definitely was going to violate you.
Yeah, he is. And then, like I said, because he would, like, you have dorms where women take drugs for mental health. So, you know, they out of it. They can't, it'd be raining. He want us to come stand outside and, dude, we chicks. Like, what is happening to you?
Right.
Like, yo, we seen a crack pipe fall out his pocket one time. He done whooped on his wife on the ground. I'm like,
and he worked for the institution.
Listen to me. I'm like, where am I? Like,
you ever get into a fight?
In the county, I have.
You did?
Yeah.
Over what? What happened?
She just disrespected me.
What's disrespect?
Which time?
No, I'm saying you got in a fight more than once, or somebody disrespected you more than once?
I got in a fight more than once. I don't bother nobody. I'm pretty cool, but certain stuff you have to do. Now, when I was young, I got beat up in DeKalb. Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you.
How? What happened?
Man. Yeah.
Why did you get beat up? Was it more than one? One-on-one straight up?
It was just one time.
I'm saying a fair one?
No, she snuck up on me.
Okay, all right.
She snuck up on me with a sock and lock. It was ugly. But that's why I got in here. But it was he say, we say. I didn't understand the jail culture. If I buy some chips and honey buns, y'all welcome to it. I'm not acclimated.
Right.
I don't care. Here, you want something, but I didn't realize like this is how these people living.
Right.
So I had one little friend. I forget her name. She kind of, I guess, felt a little jealous or whatever. And then, you know what I'm saying, like the whole environment, you know what I mean, I'm learning what studs are and stuff like that, and I didn't understand it. And one girl got jealous, thought I wanted her girlfriend or boyfriend, and it was some he say, we say. I'm in the shower, and it's dark, and I walked in that shower, and she beat me up.
She's with a lot?
She beat me up, yes. She beat me up bad.
Wow.
I went to the door. Can you just move me? They moved me to the other side. And I still have a wonderful friend to this day, Renee. Renee saved my life, for real. Because I ain't going to lie, I ain't know nothing about that.
She got the girl up off you?
No, we was just in another dorm.
Oh,
when
okay,
I moved
gotcha.
over there, Renee kind of took me under her wing.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because I ain't going to lie, I was like, Nate was like, you got to handle this. You finna go to the penitentiary.
Right.
They going to work. I didn't fight. I'm like, no.
Right.
I'm cute. We don't fight. You know what I'm saying? But this is a different environment,
Yeah,
Caleb.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, let me ask you one more thing. We got to promote your business. We got to talk about what you do now. We talked a lot about the Tribulations,
Sorry.
but no, you fine. No, I mean the whole thing is about getting the story out, and it's about having young women understand that there's an end to this. We got to talk about this real quick.
Okay.
The consequences that life had on your son. How did you see it manifest? Because I want people to understand it ain't all good. You got fight in jail. You got correction officers that trying to take advantage of you. They smoking crack themselves. They're trying to tell you what to do. It ain't all good. You get out, and what are you seeing? How's your son behaving? How have you seen that affect him?
Well, he was in the streets for a little while. And I kind of just saw him going down a path that I did not prefer. But then he loves music. So he does, he raps and things and has a box truck company now. I'm so proud of you.
Nice.
But our relationship, and I've seen how he's treated some of the ladies in his life.
Anger?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that even some of the quality of the women he's chosen, I think, what did I do wrong?
Got you.
And as a mother, you just don't think anybody's good enough for your son.
Right.
Sorry, you just don't. But we're not where I would like to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it was a conversation I had with you years ago, and a lot of the trainings that you do, they've helped me in my personal life with family. It's just all how you look at it. Instead of me, rah, 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 son, tell me what you was thinking when you did X, Y, and Z.
Listen, yeah.
Oh, Ma, well, so it's now how I communicate. I'm learning to be a better communicator with him instead of just being that nagging in his ear, because I started seeing some of the women like, hey, is that what I did? Because
Got you.
I don't like, this is abuse. You're being abused. Why is she talking to you like this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So, definitely, it has an effect. It does have an effect. And then, you have the moments where you can't tell me nothing. And then, like, I used to see women tell their kids, I'm at the doctor. And then you wonder why your kid's spazzing out when it's time to go to the doctor. Well, you went to the doctor and you never came home for 4 or 5 years. Why would you do that?
Because you told him that's where you were going?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No, just not me, but just seeing other women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I'm
got
like,
you.
why would you?
Say I'm going to the doctor.
Yeah.
And then the child thinks
Tell
you're going to
them
be
the
back.
truth.
Yeah, I got you.
Like, I am very raw. I'm one of those parents, like, I don't sugarcoat it, because my job for my kids is I'm going to give you every tool I got. You will never sit down with anybody and say, man, my mama ain't tell. Yes, I did. You just chose not to listen. Everything I get, I just pour it into my kids. So we're going to be all right. But like I said, he has to find his way, not my way.
Got you.
So, yeah.
Why were you mad at God? Why'd you blame God instead of taking responsibility? At the time, was he?
Because
why was he your scapegoat?
Because I was getting it together, and it just didn't go my way.
So you mad at man upstairs?
Yeah, I was for a long time. And I mean, I have my family deep in ministry. You know what I'm saying? My family has a church here in the city. And I really, everything we had been taught, I was just mad. I was just mad and just didn't want to deal with it. It was me.
And how did you stop being mad at God? Would you realize it's not his fault?
Honestly,
You actually need to be happy.
I said if I ever saw him, I would tell him. I would listen to the Steve Harvey Morning Show when he was here, and I had the headphones on. And, he would do, like, his inspirational moments. It just got to the point where it would speak so much into me, and then I finally just broke and cried and let it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I started just working on me. You know what I mean? And when I say just the mindset, then I started talking to the young ladies while I was there. I just started letting him use me. Sometimes, girl, I can't believe girl, you wasn't thinking about them kids when you was doing, stop it.
Got you.
We not finna do that.
Right, you hit them right.
We're not finna do that, and everybody can't, deal with that. That's why I can communicate with my hands, because sometimes when I open up, it's a bit much. But I've seen and been through too much. Like, what we not gonna do is play.
You know what? You said something interesting. You said you've seen and been through too much. I wonder how this kind of stuff affects people. You said you were married and you found out he was homosexual. During the marriage or after the marriage? Or is that what ended the marriage?
During the marriage.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that affect your relationships moving forward? Is it a trust factor? Did he come to you and tell you? Did he get busted?
I saw something I didn't want to see.
Really?
Yep.
How long were y'all married?
3 years. We was together 4. We was married 3. He was a really good stepfather though for the kids.
Right.
But, nah.
How does something like that affect you moving forward? How do you get over something like that?
Well, I didn't want a chick. But
Wait a minute.
because there are a lot of women that are hurt, and they're so hurt that they just give up on the men. And
Okay, gotcha.
They'll go do that. Well, I had a nervous breakdown.
Did you really?
Yeah. With men, they'll leave you for a woman. They'll leave you for some drugs. A guy. I don't have no frame of reference for that. That means everything that I tried to give you, you don't want it. So I really am not good enough. I'm not.
Right. And that's how you took it.
Oh yeah. So even men that I've dated afterwards, I've had some amazing guys. Insecurity.
Because of that.
Yeah, a lot of that. Yeah, a lot of that. Yeah.
You think you're still dealing with that, or you over it? That insecurity part.
I'm still a work in progress.
Okay.
I'm still a work in progress.
Well, let's talk about the progress. Here's the progress, because you've been through a lot. This is a true testament that you can go through all these things. You end up getting your license to become a massage therapist. Mm-hmm. You start off with regular clientele. How do you ramp your way up to celebrities?
Well, I'm fortunate when I walked into luxury. Like I've been in luxury from
the beginning.
Career. Yeah.
So when we say luxury, you mean high end? What's considered a high end client? Just not the celebrity name.
Well, I worked at the Beane community. It's not far down here. Beane is a sustainable living community where the elite go, and I had an amazing time. Met some really, really great people. Like, yes, some of the people that on these platforms we own, I've had the privilege, but of course they don't like to disclose their information.
Of course.
But yeah, I just always, I like walked into it. I started at Healing Hands in Douglasville. Tracy and Cynthia, they molded me.
Okay.
Then I got on at Beane. From Beane, I went to the Intercontinental. Then from Intercontinental, I went to Chateau, Elon, and where'd I go? Chateau Elon, was at Excel for a while. So you get 4 or 5 star. But as I met, different types of clients, to me as an employee, it's just rude to solicit.
Right.
Because I just don't do that.
Right. You're with that company.
But however, if they just adamant, sorry,
right.
I don't work for you no more. They just
freelance.
Yes, definitely, and they will refer.
Now, does the felony pop up each time? How did you? Because I want people to understand that you have a felony and that's fine. But now at this point, we've gotten that behind us because we've done so good with our resume. How do we get the felony behind us, or do they keep asking?
Honestly, I was blessed to get the felony behind me because I was in the particular jobs, I guess, wasn't doing nationwide searches.
Got you.
And I just feel like that was a blessing.
Got you. Absolutely. We ain't mad at God no more.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. We're not mad at God no more.
Really and truly, they just didn't come up.
Right.
Because the last time I had been in Georgia was like over 10 years as far as getting convicted of something in Georgia. Got you. So, yeah. Right. And, servicing the clients and the feedback and just loving what I do. And then I went and learned Thai yoga. That's indigenous body work. As I started healing as I was working. You know what I mean? When you put your hands on a body, it's like when someone lays on that table, Brian. To me, that's an offering. That's like someone is sacrificing their self, and it's my job to let my hands go to places wherever they need to go. I'm just a vessel. Gotcha. Yeah, definitely. I love what I do.
One of your clients, we don't have to get names, but it's one of the stars on Power. I mean, that says a lot. So we're not just making people up. I mean, this is a pretty powerful thing. Yes. Athletes.
Rotimi, that's my friend, and I have ATL Bodyworks honestly because of Ro, because he kind of challenge me.
Really?
Like, what you doing? Why you on?
Spin off.
Yeah, and he just, every time I would service him, he would just kind of speak that life, like, what you doing? What you doing? Finally, and it was like, and when you sit down with him, like I said, I can't wait. I love. Well, wait till one of y'all gonna meet.
Let's get him out here.
Please.
You gotta hook it up. You gotta hook it up.
Okay.
Hook it up.
He always challenged me.
That's crazy.
He's in that mode, like he always asks you questions, and he's just always making you think, and you when you leave him, you feel better.
Right. I was gonna say that's crazy that people like Rotimi and it could be anybody, but the message came from him, can say something to you, and if you're at the right point in your life,
Yeah.
what he said to you gave you an idea that you ran with, and that pivotal moment can change your whole life.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That somebody can say something to you, and if you listen and you're open, it falls in the right soil, and that thing can blossom and change your whole life. So shout out to him for that, for sure. He's the inspiration behind ATL Body Works.
He is.
All right.
He really is. He really is.
Hey, let's plug it. What's the handle? ATL Body Works?
ATL Body Works. Come and see me
For?
at massage, body work.
Because I didn't want to describe it, so I mean, it's got to be more than just massage.
Massage. I do massage body works. I do non-invasive procedures, laser lipo, body contouring. I was the first pure sculpt specialist here in Atlanta, but we have several now, and that's when you were to use the ice to contour the body.
Ice?
Yes.
How?
It's really clay. It's the Himalayan clay or some charcoal and Iris. Shout out to Iris for Pure Sculpt. There are healing essential oils in the ice, and then you use it. And then I trained under Angie Soto to learn monotherapy. That's the wood therapy. When you see people working the wood therapy, I just believe in more of a holistic way.
That's why I want them to understand. It's more than just a massage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Well, this is Kayla Evans, man. You talk about a story of triumph. I'm full, and I hope people, men and women alike, understand that your story belongs to you, but your message belongs to the world. Get out there and share it. Don't be embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
The longer you stay under it, then the more it takes over. Like, instead of it being your past, it becomes your present, and it remains your future. So, hey, man, this whole episode was sponsored by Monetize Your Message. Your story belongs to you, but your message belongs to the world. This is ATL Body Works,
Yes.
Miss Kayla Evans. Living proof that you can overcome just about every scenario possible and still make it happen. It's a great day to change lives. Thank you, Kay.
Thank you.